Okay, so it's me again. It is 7/2/2024. It's about quarter 4 in the morning, and I'm just going to give a quick update on our hurricane in the Caribbean, and I might do a little bit on the missing in Bahamas case. Let's see what happens. But let me play an intro, and I'll be right back. So, at some point. Be right back. All right, and I'm going to probably put this up here just in case we do go over the some of the true crime stuff here. But that's my disclaimer warning for people who are sensitive to stuff like this here. Um, but let's get right to it. And I want to go. Uh, let's do this first. Let's get some expert opinion here and go to the latest, and I'll do my thing.
Measured a Cat 5 in the season. The old record was July.
This is a massive storm right now. At this point, it's probably not affecting too many people, but it's a massive Category 5 storm. This is unprecedented in early July. I mean, it's really weird that this is happening this time of the year. I don't think I remember anything, especially in the Caribbean here, this early in this part of the season, especially this strong. So, not saying that means anything. I'm just saying it's just bizarre.
July 16th with Emily in 2005. Now it will be Beryl in 2024 on July the 1st that we get our first Cat 5 hurricane of the season.
So this has already crashed through basically the Windward Islands here, and now it's basically due west of that, basically heading for Cuba here. Um, but I'll get to some of the forecasts here shortly.
Season. The storm is just incredibly well organized. And one thing I noted over the past 6 hours, you can see this, but watch, I'll point it out. So notice how the eye.
Hey, Charlotte, how are you? Good to see you, kiddo. Oh, that's all right. I'm pretty sure you got more important things to do in your life, but then stay here and listen to me. I just like to cover this stuff here because it is important for some people. So I'm glad you're here, though. Thank you.
Has shrunk in diameter as it's gone along over the past 6 hours. 6 hours ago, the diameter was 20 miles. Now the diameter is 15 miles. That shrinking of the eye, think of these storms as an ice skater spinning, and then when they pull their arms in, that's like the eye getting smaller, that diameter gets smaller. It's the conservation of angular momentum. When that eye gets tighter, the storm spins faster, and so we're up to 160 miles an hour. Why is the storm so strong? It's completely unsheared. It's standing up straight up and down. There's no vertical shear to tilt it over and just.
So when they talk about shear, what they mean is these are what they call very, very low to the surface, low pressure systems. They basically form lower in the atmosphere than, say, a regular low pressure system here. So these are more These are much closer to the surface. And what happens is these thunderstorms just billow up, billow up, billow up, billow up. And what happens is if you have, say, there's a front dropping here or anything above this, causing what they call a westerly wind here, which is going west to east, it's basically going to shear these cloud tops off and try to weaken the system. The other thing that'll get into these systems is some dry air sometimes from any type of upper level high here. But this storm right at this very second doesn't seem like it's getting a lot of that shear. But once it moves over into this part of the Caribbean here, you're going to see, well, we'll go over that in a second.
Disrupt the circulation. We've got plenty of warm water. And so you have a storm that is just in a perfect spot to develop into a Cat 5. Wind shear, mid and upper level winds blowing across the storm will tilt it. That will disrupt circulations and reduce wind speed. And that is exactly what is forecast to happen. Here's the storm now in an
You're awesome, Heather. Thank you so much.
unsheared.
It's always good to have you here in the chat. I try to do something later in the morning for people who are, in a different time zone too. I'm going to try to do more of these as much as I possibly can.
Environment standing straight up and down through the vertical column of the atmosphere. And
so this is Guadalupe right here. I think this is St. Vincent way down here. This came barreling through here earlier yesterday, and I'll probably show some of the images from that. But this thing is moving so quick, 20 miles an hour or so. That's actually really fast for a hurricane. So the damage is probably going to be a little limited here, which is good, especially on the east side, because this just I don't know if you've taken a waste paper basket that has stuff in it and you turn around really quick and nothing will fall out. That's kind of how this kind of happens. It just kind of glances over really quick, and it's really not saying there wasn't any damage. I'm just saying it would have been different if this was going at a normal hurricane speed of like 10 to 12 knots or so.
Got perfect conditions for it to strengthen, but as it moves west, it's going to encounter this area. This is wind.
I hope you have the best day, Charlotte. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Shear. These are an area where we have winds that will blow across the storm and tilt it, and that will disrupt the circulation, and it will weaken the storm. And that's why when you see the forecast track from the Hurricane Center, and this is the 10 o'clock update, it's Cat 5 now. It drops to Cat 3 by Wednesday.
Hello, Jocelyn. How are you? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
To encounter a little bit of that shear, drops Cat 2 Wednesday, Thursday. By Thursday night, it's down to Cat 1 before making landfall in the Yucatan near Tulum, we think, and then into the Gulf as a tropical storm. Passing over the Yucatan will also weaken the storm further. So that puts...
All right, let's stop that for a second. Hope you're doing well, Jocelyn. Good to see you. Let's play some of the from yesterday, some of the images from this. Oops, right here.
Tonight,
so this is some of the damage from when it made landfall north of Grenada here. I don't know how you say that, Grenada.
Hurricane Beryl, the earliest recorded Category 4 to hit the Atlantic, is battering the southeastern Caribbean, puncturing schools in the Grenadines and slamming the coast with wave after wave of damage and debris. Similar snapshots are pouring in from places like Grenada and the island of Caracas.
Like I said, though, this would have been a lot worse if this would have not hit at such a fast pace. But these islands are kind of used to this. I'm not saying they're built for this, but they've seen this stuff before. Not this early in the season, but they've seen Cat 5s before.
Where the National Hurricane Center says Beryl made landfall as an extreme.
Look at this. Oh, look at look at this thing. Wow. Look at all those thunderheads here. Look at these. Look at this. Is a pretty powerful system here. This one's going to go down in history here. This one. Look at this. Wow. See, I don't have a chance to catch a lot of the visible stuff because I work nights. So, but this is, if you know, if you were following this stuff like I follow this stuff over the last 20, 30 years or so, this is weird in early July like this here.
Landfall as
Especially in the Caribbean.
an extremely dangerous system producing catastrophic winds and life-threatening storm surge. Grenada's prime minister offering a sobering assessment and warning.
We have reports of extensive.
Yeah, this thing here is not anything to shake a stick at. But like I said, it's probably a good thing that it was going so quickly. So let me, what I want to do now is, let's take a look at it, I guess. Hold on a second here. Go. I want to get into that missing in the Bahamas thing too, but give me a second. I'm gonna do this all the time. All right, so this is basically the Atlantic here. This is the intertropical conversion zone here, and these two parallels here. Basically, here's the coast of Africa here. These are the Cabo Verde Islands here. This system here looked a little bit better yesterday. Now it's not looking so good. And I think I'll get to the water vapor soon, but it's probably because of a lot of dry air here mixing into the system. But once it moves over, once the system gets past this point, we'll see what happens to it. But right now, it's just a wave, really. It's really nothing. This is the problem here. These are the latest. This is the latest advisory of July 2nd advisory. This is the 14th advisory here. And they got hurricane hunters flying into this every 2 hours or so, probably now. But if you look here, the movement west-northwest at 22 miles an hour, that's like a race car type fast for a hurricane. It's zipping along. I mean, it's usually hurricanes go at a snail's pace. They're usually 12, 14 is actually kind of fast. So average range probably between 10 and 14 is usual. So the fact that this system here moved so quickly over the Windward Islands here saved a lot of crap. And it looks like it's going to continue this pace here as it heads along the Caribbean here. So we got 165 miles an hour. It's a Cat 5 now for sure. Central pressure is way down, 935. That's actually a little bit high for a Category 5, but and if you're plodding along at home, it's located 14.2 north, 65.8 west. That's where the center is, probably. All right, so let's look down here. Category 5 Beryl is still intensifying in the southeastern Caribbean, expected to bring life-threatening winds and storm surge to Jamaica later this week. Jamaica's probably going to get buried, at least on the eastern side. But this is, let's go here, key messages. Beryl is forecast to remain a powerful hurricane as it moves across the Caribbean Sea later this week. A hurricane warning is now issued for Jamaica. So if you're in Jamaica, might want to keep an eye out for this here. Let's get some rainfall totals here. So there's Haiti, Puerto Rico, St. Martin. These people are out of the woods now. But as you get up into here into Jamaica, this could be, 4 to 6 inches of rain here. Maybe some of these darker colors here, you're probably talking 6 to 8 inches, and that's a lot of water for these guys here. So, you don't want to deal with that. So that's that. But let's look at the wind history here. So this thing just plowed right through the Windward Islands here. The southern part of the Windward Islands got buried. Let's go here to wind speed probabilities. Here, let's do that. So this is the cone here. So anywhere in the red, dark purple here is where the winds are more significant. So if you're in anywhere in this 90 plus for sure. This right towards the center, you're getting probably 160, 170 mile an hour gusts. So this will bring down a lot of shit. But once you get outside of that, say 100 miles or so, now you're starting to get into some of the more tropical storm. And then further, out from that, you're getting bands of stuff. You're not getting, the actual storm. But this is definitely a potent system. This is bad news. But the good news is it's over open water here, so it's not really doing much. But Jamaica is going to be probably hit the hardest out of this here, because this is still probably going to maintain a pretty significant status till it gets here, and then once it gets over into 80 west here, it's going to start to decline as far as there's a lot of rain. It's a lot for them for sure. So what I want to do now here is I want to go to a satellite. Let's look this here. So this is the whole Atlantic here. Look at that thing. You can pinpoint that thing right off the bat. Like, that's for us geeks like me, that's a beautiful system. Look at it. You got it's a buzzsaw, perfect outflow here. There's very little in the way for any type of anything to really prohibit this from staying the status. It's just beautiful. This thing here is got the buzzsaw here, outflow here, perfectly defined eye. It seems like it's getting a little bit smaller too, so that means that it's probably getting a little bit stronger. So it's a beautiful system. Here's your other system here. There's a little bit of a circulation here, but not much. There's another wave coming off Africa right now there. This other one here, Chris, is basically just a rainstorm now moving through Mexico here and heading out to sea. This here is being squashed by this high pressure that's here, so there's nothing here. But this is beautiful. I mean, look at that thing. And it's only July, beginning of July. Holy crap. All right, so let's go here to the Caribbean here. And we'll do this is working today, so this is good news, I think. Yes. So this is the lightning mapper geostational. So this is from a satellite. And this is the lightning strikes here in the storm in the center. Look at that. There is a ton of activity in the center of this system here, and you have your banding here. This is a pretty healthy system right now. This is I don't think I've ever seen anything like this this early in the season, especially in the Caribbean here. But this is a beautiful system. There's your the good news, like I said, is this is over open water here, so it's not really, some of these outer bands are getting close to this island here, but just a breeze really for these guys here. So, and it doesn't seem right now that it looks like it's going to be much of a problem for anybody here in the United States, but you never know. That's why I'm following it. So let's go to let's do an upper water vapor here. And this is going to show you, basically the water vapor in the atmosphere right now. So this is center stage here. You can see beautiful outflow here. Wrapping around the center, just rejuvenating itself. It's moving real. See that last jog though was a little bit more north than west. So you see it moving along to the west, and then at the last second, it takes kind of a northern jog here. But once you get to here, you're going to start getting some shear. There's a system dropping down here, which is going to create these westerlies here, and that's going to try to dismantle some of this here. But let's drop down a level. This is probably boring for everybody, but this is I do want to go back to that here, but I can find it here. So here's, again, this is the Caribbean here. It just barreled through the Windward Islands here, and now it's got its sights set on Jamaica here. Here's some dry air here, and this is what's prohibiting this system right here from getting developed here. But it might. This is probably going to lift off to the north fairly soon. Some dry air in here. And that's the shear. Once these things hit this dry air here, it kind of just chokes off these systems here quite a bit. Look at that. I'm going to have to save some of these images because this is strange. All right, so let's hope everybody's. Hey, get a look. See, how are you? Good to see you. Nasty looking storm. It's terrible. Yeah. I've been doing this for forever. I've been a hurricane geek for a long time. I took some courses in college, but I never really did anything with it. But it's just that I've been doing this so long. It's a lot easier nowadays than it was years ago. Good to see you guys, though. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. All right, so what I want to do is get out of here for a second. All right, so this is basically, let me go back a little bit here. This is day 3, day 4, day 5. Okay, so this is day 5. And this is where, I don't know if you guys can see this here, but this is where our system Beryl is going to be in 5 days. So here's the Yucatan Peninsula here. This is the Bay of Campeche here. Here's Mexico. Here's Texas. So this forecast, let me go back a little bit. So here is a ridge of high pressure here, high pressure here. So this high pressure system right here is going to be the player. These are the steering currents here for this storm. So, so when this drops down into the Gulf here, this is going to suppress any of this storm from curving to the right here. So it's going to basically come through, hit the Bay of Campeche here, and I'm sorry, the Yucatan Peninsula here, and then just be right in this bay here. For some reason, I like the black and white better because the colors mess with me. So here's your high pressure here. So this is going to drop from this. There's a front here. So once that front drops, this is where there's our system right there. Okay, so day 6. So they're telling us that it's going to hit somewhere between, there's southern Texas right there, and I would say central Mexico here. That's the forecast anyways. And then it'll make landfall probably day 7, which is July 8th right there. So, all right, so that's the end of that. Isn't it awesome? Well, years ago, my mother used to get so mad at me. I used to maps all over the room. I used to have, this was back in the 70s and 80s. I used to have, ham radios. I used to be down in the basement with the ham radio trying to figure out what was going on from buoys and ships and all of that shit. My God, now it's so much easier with digital and satellite. And, all right, so what was I doing? I'll go back here. Actually, I could have stayed there. Let me get out of this. Let's get a forecast track here. All right, so this is going to be, I like to keep this up so people can do it at their, themselves. This, all you got to do is, this is the National Weather Service, which is basically an arm of the National Oceanic, NOAA, basically what they call it. You can do the storm tracks here. And it's probably too early to get this latest one here. But we'll do the probable first. Nope, we won't. All right, so this is 7-day. So this is the GFS. Basically, I think this is the American and the Euro probability computerized thing here. And this is going to give you a 7-day. So here's where it is now. And this is going to track basically right through the Yucatan Peninsula. And it looks like it wants to do a little jog to the north here at the very end. Right up in here. Like if I was in southern Texas, I'd still, because here's, this is Texas here, this is Florida here, this is the Yucatan Peninsula here, there's the coast of Africa here. if I was in southern Texas, especially, is this Galveston? That might be Galveston down in here. Um, especially on the eastern side of this, you might get some heavy weather here from this because it's all reluctant on this high pressure that's going to sit over this eastern part of the Gulf here. And depending on how strong this is, that's probably why they're saying it's going to curve to the north a little bit there. But let's do so this is going to be a whole bunch of models here. But let me stop this here. I want to rock this here. So here we are now. This is basically the GEFS probable. This is a whole bunch of ensembles. This is probably 80 or 90 different models that they've put into this system here to try to computer models to try to figure out where this thing's going. So I instead of looping this, I've rocked it so it'll go and then come back, go and come back. And here you got the Windward Islands here, Jamaica right there. Jamaica's going to get hit hard. Let's start this thing. So you have some of these models that want to curve this thing to the north a little bit. But the consensus is this red line here. Here's your high pressure coming down here. See this line here. But some of these models are taking this up north here a little bit. So, that's why I'm saying if I was in especially the southeastern part of Texas, up to about center Texas, center south Texas here, southeast Texas, I'd still keep an eye on this because if it stays out here in the Gulf long enough, it might try to re-intensify as it moves north. And they don't even have this other system in here. I guess it's right there, right here maybe. So this is probably, that other system's probably going to be a non-player here. Yeah, I'm going to have to keep an eye on this because this is not, I mean, even the consensus line here is not really taking it into Mexico. It's kind of bringing it a little bit more north here. So I'll have to keep an eye on it. That's really, is she in Tornado Alley? Is your mom in Tornado Alley? Yep. Yeah, that's exactly. These things are so difficult to predict because there's so many different variables going on, especially this early in the season because they've never really seen anything like this early. And let's see here. Let's go back. Where am I? I want to get some water temperatures too. So this is the water temperatures in the Atlantic right now, and this is all Celsius. So here's Florida here. There's Jamaica there. So you got 28. Here's your intertropical conversion zone here, basically. And that basically goes all the way to the Far East. The only difference in the Far East is they call them typhoons, and over here in the Atlantic, they call them hurricanes. So there's 28. And here's a hot spot here. You see, this is starting to warm up here too in the Gulf. The Gulf is normally a breeding ground for warmer water temperatures. It's usually perfect for tropical shit. And this is the anomaly loop. So, over here you get 2 above, 1 above water temperature. And this is about a mile down. So it's not just the surface. I think it's a mile down. So this is pretty ripe here for development. If it gets in here, if it goes over the Bay of Campeche here and it gets in and moves north, it may try to re-intensify up in here. But let's go back to this. The tornadoes are nothing to sneeze at. They're you just don't want to be around a tornado. That's my advice. It's these systems here. That's why I'm saying if this gets over to, if this gets over into, especially on the eastern side of this, into Texas, you might have to watch. They might have to watch out for spawning of tornadoes because they're notorious for doing that. So I'll have to keep an eye on this because if they keep telling me that this is going to get out in here and then kind of curve north, then it may be more of a problem than it was earlier in the week. So let's go back to this here. The only thing we have here in New England is snow. That's it. We don't have, we get hurricanes once in a while, but the water temperatures up here in New England are so cold that by the time they get, hey, buddy, it's frosty. All right, let's go back to this here.
Going into Saturday, if this forecast verifies, again, Houston would have minimal impact. We would see a better chance for scattered showers. We'd have an onshore breeze.
Was that Brownsville? Did I say Galveston? I'm such an idiot. Are you in Vegas, buddy? It's Frosty. Frosty's in here. Did I say Galveston? What an idiot. Yeah, it's probably Brownsville. Sorry. Yeah. It's early.
We'd have a rip current threat. We'd have some beach erosion. We might see some minor coastal flooding at high tide, but that would be about the worst of it. These forecast tracks can change, so we will be watching this like a hawk the rest of this week and into the weekend. Watch the weather forecast at least once a day so no one gets caught off guard in case that forecast decides to change. Tomorrow out in the tropics, 2 spots.
Oh, you're in Vegas already. Okay, cool. Do you drive there or do you fly? Crash out for the night. I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I said Galveston. What an idiot. Hey, Jocelyn, hope you have a good day. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. You get tornadoes frequently? Are you in Tornado Alley? Oh, you flew in Sunday afternoon. That's like a bucket list for me. I don't think I've ever been further than Tennessee, but I've always wanted to get in the car and drive to the West Coast and back. sometimes you got to be careful what you wish for. Well, hopefully you don't get them too frequently. Tornadoes are really just a freak of nature. I mean, it's really, really, you got to have perfect ingredients for. It's not like you're going to walk outside and see a tornado every day. But believe me, they're bad. They're very bad.
That's the Hurricane Beryl, now a Cat 5. And our wave back here behind it, yesterday at this time had a 70% chance for development, now down to a 40% chance for development. We'll watch it as it moves on to the west on the heels of Beryl, who now has winds sustained at 160 miles an hour. So it is a Cat 5 hurricane, an extraordinarily rare event in and of itself. But this is also the earliest that we've ever measured a Cat 5 in the season.
I'm a storm. Technically, I'm a storm chaser too, so I do that as well. Dead Man Walking Tornado Beryl, Texas. Yeah, Texas, I think, is the most tornadic activity. Is Texas, I think. I could be wrong. I want to go back to. We had a couple of tornado sightings last week here in New Hampshire, but you never know if people are making that shit up.
Extensive storm surge. We have reports of extensive loss of roof and damage to buildings. There is the likelihood of even greater damage.
As palm trees bend and storm surge floods communities across the Caribbean, making large boats bob up and down in Barbados, an even more jaw-dropping vantage point from space. The International Space Station.
Look at that freaking thing. This is awful. Look at this thing. You can almost see the tornado head. Not tornado heads, but the thunderstorm heads here. Wow.
Revealing Beryl's monstrous footprint. As hurricane hunters offer an eerie glimpse from inside the eye of a system sustaining 150 mile an hour.
It's Karen Lee. Hey, Karen Lee, how are you? Good to see you. Karen Lee's here. Hope you're well.
Hour winds. White knuckle moments for residents still in harm's way from Union Island and Martinique to Carriacou.
Those are the areas that are most threatened now with both those devastating Category 4 winds as well as the storm surge of 6 to 9 feet above normal tide levels.
Meteorologists now keeping a close eye on countries like Jamaica, currently under a hurricane watch. As nearby Turks and Caicos issues this urgent warning to students, in the interest of their health and safety, the country is organizing a charter to bring them home before Beryl strikes. The scary situation to our south coming as Americans have been dealing with significant but far less serious cycles of severe weather. Tonight, more than 4,000 delays at airports nationwide on the heels of Sunday's 9,000 and thousands more cancellations, creating chaos.
And Sam Brock joins us now from our Miami bureau. Sam, talk to us about what officials are saying in terms of the damage Beryl has already caused.
Right.
Gerald, like Superman Gerald. Thanks, buddy. Your internet is acting crazy. You guys getting storms? Maybe you should kick it. Just kidding. I'm in a weird mood tonight. I don't know. All right, so let's go back to this.
So Ellison, right now, we're kind of getting these smatterings of updates, largely because the communication networks are really compromised right now. We did hear from the Prime Minister of Grenada earlier today. You saw a little bit of a snippet of that press conference.
Captain Obvious here. They just got hit with a hurricane. That's probably not going to have any internet or phones or power for a while.
conference that was over social media. He did go on to say that the island of Carriacou, he believes, is flattened right after only about 30
Thanks, buddy.
minutes or so of hurricane activity. He also said that neighboring Petite Martinique has likely suffered extreme damage, and that as soon as he has the capability that it is safe for him to travel to those islands to assess the damage, he will, while at the same time, Jamaican officials right now are warning people on the southern part of the island. They're very...
It's always a good stream when Frosty and Karen are in here, and maybe I'll have to look into that for you.
very likely to be vulnerable to extreme flooding, and that if they need rescues, it's likely not coming because all those aircraft and boats and police vehicles are going to be secured for the hurricane. So he's putting everyone on full notice right now. I will leave you with this. One of the scariest parts about all of it is the fact that Beryl went from a tropical depression to a major hurricane in 42 hours.
Yeah, this is that's a problem. I mean, I've never seen anything like this early. To go from, I forget when my first live was on this. It became, I think it became a TD. I followed it off the coast of Africa last week. So it was just a wave, I think by Monday, and then Tuesday was a tropical storm, I think. And then in just a few short days, it became a Category 5. That's just unheard of, especially this time of the year.
That has only happened, Ellison, 6 times in the history of the Atlantic Basin when it concerns hurricanes. It portends, obviously, very negatively for the season to come. Wow. Ellison.
Sam Brock, thank you.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News.
I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that for sure. Yeah, well, if you're in North Carolina, you've been in a hurricane for sure. If you're in Indiana, if you see a hurricane, you're in trouble. I've been in 2 hurricanes. Hurricane Gloria way back in the 80s, and then of course Irene that came up here. We can get them. It's just we're never going to get like, Category 5 up here. That's just not possible. All right, so what am I doing now? I want to go to this case. Has anybody heard about this case here? The vanishing woman from going on the yoga retreat. Has anybody heard of that case? Did they find her yet? Or hold on, I'll check on that in a second. Yeah, Hurricane Sandy was bad too. That was more New York, New Jersey. We got some of that, but I don't think we got a lot of it. Let me play this here. I wonder if she's still missing or not. Let's play this anyways. This was 6 days ago. There's been a lot of this stuff lately. I know there was a couple of people missing over in Greece, I think. And now there's a person missing over in the Bahamas. So this was done 6 days ago. I don't know if they found her or not, but let's play this.
It's fully immersive. This is some high praise for the Shivananda. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Shivananda, something like that. It is a fancy ashram yoga retreat in the Bahamas, Paradise Island, actually, to be exact. And those quotes come from the Goop website, Gwyneth Paltrow's lifestyle brand. And whether Taylor Casey read that review or whether Taylor Casey did not read that review, she too wanted in. She's been into yoga for 15 years, and her family says that she was excited to bring what she learned back to Chicago. But last Thursday, almost a week ago, Taylor went missing from Paradise.
I don't see anything in North Carolina right now, Karen. There's a let's see here. There's a hazardous weather outlook for most of the central part of the state, but that's from heat, I think. Um, so your forecast is you're going to get that cold front that's dropping down. You're going to get cooler, drier air here in the next couple of days. But I don't see any storms in the way.
Paradise Island. And now her family has enlisted the help of the Bahamian police. Her mom says she thinks Taylor is in danger. News Nation's senior national correspondent Brian Enton jumped a plane to the Bahamas to investigate, and he is live now from Paradise Island. So, first of all, that was fast. You got there, and you were able to go to the retreat, the yoga retreat today. What did you learn?
So are you by the Smoky Mountains? Because I just did episode 2 of Trenny Gibson that got lost up in the Smoky Mountains. I've been to that part of North Carolina. It's beautiful up there. The mountains up there are great. Go in the summer though, because the wintertime sucks.
I was fast, only about a 35-minute flight from Miami. It's quiet here this time of year, Ashley, almost eerily quiet. That bridge in the background there, that goes over to Paradise Island. The big buildings back there, that's Atlantis, the big, fancy, famous Atlantis resort. This retreat is pretty close to Atlantis, which you're about to see. This is a 41-year-old woman from Chicago. From what we can tell, works at a hospital, really into yoga, has done yoga for the past 15 years, wanted to come.
So apparently this person just went to the Bahamas to go to some sort of a yoga retreat, and she just vanished. She just disappeared. So I think she's from Illinois. Is that right?
To this very, very well-known, prestigious ashram, as they call it. You mentioned endorsed by Gwyneth Paltrow's brand, wanted to get a certification in a specialized kind of yoga, but then vanished from this piece of paradise. And we went out there. It wasn't exactly easy to get there this afternoon. Take a look. It's not.
I'm not sure. Let me hold on a second. So this is your weather for the next couple of days or so here. This is coming out of the Raleigh, North Carolina office here. So lows tonight. It's going to get cooler and drier where you are. But there's nothing at all. In a second, I'll go more west than this here. Oh, what's this? No, just a little, down by Myrtle Beach might be getting a little bit of something here, but God, I wish I was in Myrtle Beach right now. Because it's been freaking cold here, that's for sure. This is the coldest summer I can remember. All right, so let's get back to this. Maybe they're having issues with their satellite.
Not easy to get to the Sivanandra Ashram, the yoga retreat where Taylor came.
Look at this freaking beach. Ugh. What a lucky guy. I mean, this guy got this case, right?
Casey was staying. There's really no roads to get there here on Paradise Island, on this part of the island. So the only way that we could find is to walk down the beach. So we made it to the ashram where she was staying.
If I was a news reporter, man, this is the case that I'd want to be on. I'd be raising my hand. Yes, I'll go to Bahamas. I'll go to Bahamas. I'll go there. Send me.
You can see it's pretty quiet right now, but there are people still staying here. There's some smaller buildings on this side. There's larger buildings over here, and it's very, very close to the Atlantis Resort. Those big pink buildings in the distance, that's a big, big tourism destination here on Paradise Island.
I'm not seeing anybody searching on the beach.
Yeah, there is
Or all
nobody
around?
searching. No, I haven't seen anybody searching either. That's why I was surprised you didn't like say. I was thinking there'd be like flyers.
Oh, well, you can go in there.
Hi. Do you know have anything new about the missing woman, Taylor?
It's too funny. This guy is so funny. I gotta play that. The woman is looking at him like he had 3 heads. Watch this.
Was surprised you didn't like
This whole exchange is a little weird.
say. I was thinking there'd be like flyers.
Oh, well, you can go in there.
Hi. Do you know have anything new about the missing woman, Taylor Casey? No. Okay.
I've heard nothing, so you won't get any information from us this evening.
Can I leave my card? Is that okay? My business card?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that who that was? Caitlin Armstrong, right? That's what I thought. Yeah, we've been down to Myrtle Beach hundreds of times. Myrtle Beach is fantastic. Well, not Myrtle Beach. We go to Surfside. Is there news about that case?
It really is just stunningly gorgeous out there, Ashley. But I was surprised that there were
Nobody's even heard about this case down there.
no flyers anywhere. There were no posters. I thought maybe in the lobby that some of the guests would know what was going on. A lot of them have just checked in this week, so they weren't aware that a woman went missing last week. But that surprised me. I even saw a couple other missing persons flyers on the road for other people, but nothing for this woman from Chicago.
So I know that, look, Bahamas has taken it on the chin lately. You know, there's been some stuff that's happened with tourists there. And I know that the Ministry of Tourism made a statement today. What did they say?
Yeah, they're very careful. I mean, they survive here because of tourism. That is the main business here. It's really one of the only businesses. So this is the kind of thing that really freaks them.
Yeah, he's very understandable. You know what I mean? Some of these people that do this stuff here are not understandable. He has a great way of presenting the story.
Out, and they're very, very careful about what they say because there's been issues in the past, as you say, with murders and robberies and other crime lately. But the minister, she did talk today a little bit about it. Take a listen.
The family information recently, and we have a visitor relations department that would reach out. But again, it's an active police investigation. So there's only so much we can do at this time as it relates to publicity or information. We're guided by the authorities. However, we do have a very strong team, both local and international, and we will continue to make sure that the actual information that is available is shared with the relevant parties, including.
Yeah, it seemed like those people didn't care at all whatsoever.
Our media team here on the ground. Our hearts are with the family of the person that is missing, and I'm sure that the authorities.
Yeah, that guy, JP Miller is a piece of dog shit. I have no respect for that guy whatsoever.
These are doing everything within their power to bring some resolve.
And we do know, Ashley, that Casey's family is now here on the ground.
I mean, that guy is definitely guilty of being a piece of crap. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. But he'll do it again, guarantee it.
Around in the Bahamas, that they're meeting with investigators.
He'll find some other person, some other victim to do that too. It sucks.
State Department is also involved as they try to figure out where she is, how she just vanished here on the island.
Why does her mom believe that there is danger?
It's just sad. That poor woman, she had so much going for her in life, and she had to get involved in that piece of dog crap. It just sucks.
For sure.
Yeah, and she said that. She was clear today. She hasn't said it on camera.
Actually, dog crap is too good for him because at least dog crap has a purpose, right? He's worse than dog crap.
Yeah, but she said it that she believes that that her daughter's in danger. And the reason is because she says she would just never disappear. This is totally unlike her. She was so excited for the yoga retreat, and that she was excited to come back and teach some of what she learned here. She had been looking forward to coming for so long. She says it just makes no sense that she would just vanish. And where would she go? She doesn't know anyone here. It's an island. She says it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bizarre story because Paradise Island is, like I said, it's like Disneyland. You don't think that this kind of thing's going to happen there. And certainly Atlantis is so controlled. There's so much security. There's cameras everywhere. I know this is off the beaten path from Atlantis down the beach, but.
Did she go with anybody, or did she go alone? I wonder if she was going to meet somebody down there. She doesn't know anybody down there, though.
But it is weird. Brian Enton, keep us posted. I know you're digging around. See, hopefully someone will call you back. It's good you left your business card. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Thanks, Ash.
Hey, everybody. This is Brian. I am here.
So I'm probably not going to play all 20 minutes of this, but this was done 3 days ago. Mystery in Paradise, Illinois woman vanishes from Bahamas yoga retreat. 41-year-old Chicagoan Taylor Casey. Her disappearance was first noted at the Sivananda Ashram yoga retreat.
We're in the Bahamas, in Nassau. We're on Nassau Island. Paradise Island is behind me, and we've been here all week covering this really mysterious case of a missing woman, a missing 41-year-old woman from Chicago, Illinois. Her name is Taylor Casey, and it's...
So, hold on a second. So this is the, that's New York. This is the Sivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat in the Bahamas. Do they have any pictures, images? No, they don't have any pictures. Looks nice. If you're into that type of thing, I'll probably get blocked for this. So this is a short video. Did she make it there? I'm gonna have to look into this. Sorry, I got too many windows open here.
It's a disturbing case. I've been digging into it for the last several days here. She is from Chicago, 41 years old, really into yoga, came here to the Bahamas to take part in a yoga retreat. The name of the resort, the retreat, it's called Sivananda Ashram, and it's on Paradise.
Apparently, apparently you could probably say that that's legalized grooming is what he did.
Paradise Island. If you're familiar with Paradise Island, that's where Atlantis is, that big tourist resort. So this is on the same island, but it's on the western edge of the island, really like a much more uninhabited side. There's no way to get there unless you go by boat, or you have to walk down a long beach to get to this resort where she was staying. And she was there trying to get an advanced certification in yoga. She'd been doing yoga for 15 years, came to the Bahamas to get this certification. It's a very popular place, by the way, endorsed by...
The desperate search continues, but still no sign tonight of a Chicago woman who disappeared last week in the Bahamas.
41-year-old Taylor Casey was attending a yoga retreat when police say she vanished. Her family is now on the island pleading for help for her safe return. And Lexi Suter has the very latest for us. Lexi.
Yeah, Marion and Stefan actually spoke with a friend. As you can imagine, her friends and family are just worried sick. Now, police in the Bahamas say they found a phone.
So apparently they found her cell phone
belonging to Taylor in the ocean, but still no sign of her.
It's good news that they found her cell phone.
Really shocked.
That's how Delia Kropp is feeling. She's a longtime friend of Taylor Casey, and she just heard that Taylor disappeared from the Sivananda Ashram yoga retreat on Paradise Island in the Bahamas. Police issued this missing person bulletin announcing Taylor's disappearance. The 41-year-old has...
You think they're going to try the Karen Reed case again? I've been following it. I just haven't been doing a lot on it because everybody else has been doing stuff on the Karen Reed case. But, oh, have a good night, Karen. I'm going to get out of here soon, too. But I just wanted to cover this a little bit. Have a good day, Karen.
Hasn't been seen since June 19th, over a week ago. Police say her phone, though, has been located.
I hope you're well, Karen.
We're just really concerned that she not drop off the map, and that the authorities do their very, very best to find her.
I connected with another attendee of the yoga retreat, but she wants to remain anonymous. She says she arrived after Taylor disappeared, so she didn't meet her. She says this: while the ashram quickly reported her missing to authorities and were cooperative in their efforts, they did not inform guests staying at their facility of the situation. They still had not made any announcements as of Wednesday, June 26th. That's when I cut my trip short and returned home early out of safety concerns. Leaders of the yoga retreat did post about Taylor's disappearance on Instagram today, though they have not returned our request for comment.
I want all of Chicago, all the world to know that she is very loved and is a wonderful person, that her disappearance is very unlike her. She's not one to just, to disappear.
I did touch base with the U.S. State Department today. They are aware of the missing person report and say officials are working closely with police in the Bahamas. Now, friends are also fundraising online to send more people down to the Bahamas to help with those search efforts. A lot of people working, hoping, praying for a good outcome here.
Not giving
We
up.
certainly hope so, too.
Yeah,
Thanks so much, Lexi.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to get out of here. I wanted to come on and give an update on the Hurricane Beryl. I'll probably do another update later tonight or early tomorrow morning on that, depending on what happens with it. But I think you got one more, at least half day, maybe a whole day of strong storm, and then you're going to probably see it kind of deteriorate a little bit. Back down into manageable hurricane, but we'll see. I'll do another update later. I'll play my outro and then get the hell out of here. Thank you, Karen Lee, for coming in. I appreciate it. You're awesome. Have a good day. I know Get a Look See was in here. Thank you for coming in. Frosty was in here. Frosty's awesome. Go check out his channel, Fire and Ice. Great lives he does. Who else was in here? Get a Look See was in here. Thank you for coming in. Jocelyn was in here. Jocelyn is awesome. Always good to see everybody in here, which especially this early in the morning. Charlotte was in here too. Charlotte is awesome. All right. Always good to have Charlotte in here. All right, so I'm going to get out of here, play my outro, and then everybody have a good day. And I will try to keep you updated on the tropics later today. Have a good day, everybody.